Ba 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 ba.
Dun, 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 do, 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 do,
Super
do.
Bowl special.
Ba 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 ba.
Sadness and pain.
Dun, 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 do, do, do.
The Super Bowl.
Ba 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 ba.
Three guys and a bear are ready to talk big dance. And now here's Coach Grendor. Do, 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 do. Who loves the something to curse? Burp. Burp.
I
Burp.
you
Burp.
know, I like a picture before that said earlier in the thing. It said NFC Championship game on Wikipedia, and it says the NFC Championship game is where teams get to win against the Green Bay Packers.
An annual meeting.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Now, I will say, it is a lot more fun to be playing to go to the Super Bowl than it is to be like, the Lions or the Jets or something.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you just, you want to get there. Like once. Granted, we did get there, but it was a while ago. So, it's time again. But not this year because we lost.
Yeah.
Good game, though.
Yeah.
It was a very good game.
It was a good game. Now, a lot of people are talking about the ending of the game, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't really have a problem with the end of it.
Talk to me about what you're saying specifically.
All right, so if everybody saw the game, you'll know at the end of the game, the Packers were it was like 4th and goal from the 8, I think. And right before Rodgers could have scrambled to like probably the 3. I don't think he would have got in. And then they probably could have went for a touchdown. But they didn't, so they chose to go for the field goal. And they were down 8. So now they're down 5. You kick it back to Brady. And they almost held him. But if there's one thing gets held, is Kevin King playing quarterback. So he grabbed on, which... I think it was the right call. I just think it was a bad call because they were letting them do that shit all day. And it's like, you're going to let them do it all day, and now you're going to, call it. So, like, I get why they called it. I just am like, you give it, like, some consistency. Like, Lazard got grabbed the same way. I didn't give a shit. So, whatever.
Going back to that play where people are debating whether or not Rodgers could have made it into. I think Rodgers even himself went on record as saying he thought he maybe had a chance of getting in there, right?
Yeah.
I've got a freeze frame of that right now pulled up. It's about the moment where Rodgers decides between having to tuck it or having to throw it. If he tucked it in that moment, he was fucking toast. Dude, there was no way he was getting into the end zone. Like, that would be a fucking. He would have to be Lamar Jackson to make it into the end zone at that point. And he is not.
That's why I think even if he gets to the 3, you at least, if you go for it on 4th down, like, you give them the ball at the 3. Then, like, you try to make it stop.
So, like, I think it's probably the right play to tuck it. Then, even in that with that being the consideration, though, right? Because then you got a 4th and short that you can probably go for, whereas otherwise you're just doing the field goal.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like one of those like that kind of decision was made within
in like a second and a half.
Not even right.
Not
like
even
it's
that,
like
yeah.
it's like a quarter of a second, like the human reaction time, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
it's tough. Yeah.
You kick. The thing is, everyone's like, they give the ball back to Tom Brady. Now what do you do? Like, he's gonna get the ball no matter what. Like, like, we either tie the game. So you kick the field goal, you give the ball back to the Bucs, you try to stop them, and it almost worked. Like, if you stop them on 3rd, like, we would have got the ball back and a chance to win the game, like, in regulation. But
let's not forget that the Bucs also gave you a 4th timeout really stupidly.
Oh yeah, the Bucs were honestly playing like really bad, like making.
They were trying to give the game
They
up.
were
to
throwing
the
it away, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the Packer thing was, I see why I kicked the field goals. Like, we just tried 6 times to get into the end zone and couldn't. So, like, is the 7th time really gonna work? Maybe, but like, even if you do, what if you don't get the 2-point conversion? So then, maybe you stop them and try to drive down and get a field goal.
See,
but
like, the thing is, like, I've read that argument, and it is logical. Like I totally understand it. Like especially since here's the thing, it never really comes down to just the one play.
Oh yeah.
In any football game. I mean, they had what, 4 turnovers or 3 turnovers.
We had
and they
2
scored
straight
6
drives where Jair Alexander picked it off, and we went 3 and out. Like you can't just go 3 and out on both of those.
Yeah. So those are other things that the Packers could have obviously done to do better. But my thing is while it is logical that like, okay, shit wasn't going so well the rest of the game, is Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game on 4th and mid-range? I don't know. It was like 4th and 6 or something, right? Yeah. And then and again, if you fuck it up, they're still pretty far back. I mean, I still think that's better than either way. I don't know. Like if I have Aaron Rodgers on my team in a situation like that, where it's like everything on the line, you got the last, I don't think there's ever going to be another moment that you want a QB like Aaron Rodgers on your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, my issue wasn't even with that. It was with, if you score there and you tie it, Brady has 3 timeouts to just go down and kick a field goal, and the dude's 8 for 8 on field goals. But
I mean, alternatively, you kick a field goal and then he goes and he keeps the ball and wins the game, which he did. So
yeah, I mean that's what I feel like. It was pick your poison. I feel like there
a little
was
bit,
really no
and
great.
Both killed you.
The ideal situation is, hey, how about before halftime you catch the easy interception so you don't give up a 40-yard touchdown pass going into the half? That'd be neat. Or maybe you don't. Waste 2 interceptions, go 3 and out. Maybe instead of 6 points off turnovers, you do what Tampa Bay did and get 14.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start off respectful and serious.
All right.
And then we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into it. So if you're the Packers, and you find yourself in that position, it is like Coach was saying. It is mind-bogglingly stupid that they would take the ball away you can't take the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hand in that situation. And honestly, Aikman said it the best. He said that even if they go for it and miss, if they just don't get the field goal, they've still got good field position. They've been able to stop pretty much the Buccaneers in the latter half of the second half. Yeah. And on top of that, you still have to get the touchdown anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you go for it now or if you go for it, you got to get the ball back. You still need to score twice. It doesn't matter, what it is. With the amount of momentum that the Packers had going up until the point that they kicked the field goal, I think that they should have taken a shot. I think that everyone, this isn't even in hindsight, because I had people over who were watching the game, and we all looked at each other and like, they're kicking a field goal? What? Did LaFleur not see how much time was left? How do you take it out of your quarterback's hand?
His logic was it was right before the 2-minute warning, and so by doing that, you give him essentially 4 timeouts. So he figured it'd be enough to stop the Bucs offense, because I mean they were stopping them to his.
They were stopping them, but you're also giving it back to Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's
in the fourth quarter. So it was I think a coward's way out, to be honest. I think that you've got to play to win in that scenario. There's no going back. Obviously it's one and done. You got to play it. You're in the home field advantage. You got to go for the touchdown. You just have to. And that kind of cowardly play is what cost them. I mean, you got to be in it to win it. And I was shocked that LaFleur decided to take the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
But
there we go.
Thanks for the dumb decision, because I'll take it. The Buccaneers definitely gave so many opportunities. I mean, there was some heartburn. There was some blood pressure that was rising towards the end of that game, thinking that, oh, here we go. This is it. I can foresee it happening. The Buccaneers give up what I think would have been either the second or third largest comeback in playoff history. The Packers, after enjoying a first half shellacking, especially with the bomb to Scotty Miller at the very end of the first half.
Oh, I mean, by the way,
Yeah.
we were flying high, and then the Packers they started
Also against Kevin
back.
King, by the way. Love Kevin King.
Yeah, love Kevin King. Thank you. Shout out to Kevin King out there. And I was very, very fidgety and nervous towards the fourth quarter because I was like, you could see the writing on the wall. And Tom, threw all those interceptions, and to their credit, a couple of them, like one of the interceptions was a missed read by Mike Evans because Tom had to get. It really wasn't Evans's fault, and it was Tom's fault because he threw it, but like he was rushed, so he had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans just wasn't he wasn't in the right part of the route to turn around, so I can't really fault Mike Evans on that one. But Tom had a really horrible decision to throw on the I think it was either the first or the third interception. It was really, really bad. And I'm just like, I've seen it happen so many times where the Buccaneers they get too comfortable, and then all of a sudden, they make dumb penalties and that kind of thing. And for anyone talking about the pass interference at the end of the game, that pretty much sealed the deal. I mean, I don't care what stage of the game it is, you got to call that. That was very clearly pass interference. You can't grab the jersey.
Yeah, he was grabbing.
There were missed calls on both sides. Like,
well, they had the old letting him play mentality going. On the broadcast, right? But there's the problem with that is when it becomes inconsistent, right? And when at the end of the game they begin to realize, oh, we probably should have been calling that the whole time.
It was pretty rough and tumble on the routes, and there was a lot of, even Aikman pointed out, there's a lot of hand patty cake going on.
And I will say, I'm just saying, if that's how the refs want to play it, and then they only start calling it at like the end of the game, and it like literally demonstrably affects like the direct results immediately, then it I'm just gonna say it. It looks kind of riggy. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what happened here.
That's my thing. Is like I don't mind that they call it. It's just be consistent with it. That's my whole.
Yeah, thing. Right. Because he's right. It was clearly a hold,
but in a different way. Okay.
But at the same time, like I'm not gonna be like that one call cost us the game. It's like there's so many blown opportunities and chances. Like literally, if they intercept that Tom Brady pass right before the half, they go into the half. It's 17-10. Like you're down one score, and instead it's 21-10, which makes a pretty big difference because they probably could have won the game at the end there if that's the case. And then
what happened to I couldn't believe that apparently holding had been abolished from the league now.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much offensive holding going on, and they were just letting him play. I was like, okay.
It was the whole game. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I don't think did they call holding once? I don't think they did.
Well, they went through the entire first half without calling a penalty. Period.
Yeah. That was remarkable.
Yeah, it actually was.
I'm glad we're working kind of in reverse through the game. By the way, there was one play that I thought was massive for the momentum of the game, and just big shout out in general to Leonard Fournette because he balled out of his mind for one play in particular. The one when it was tied 7-7, 12 minutes left in the second, they were in the red zone, the Buccaneers, and it was 1st and 10, and Fournette turns what looks like it should be a 2-yard gain at most into a goddamn 20-yard touchdown. It was an insane run, dude. It kind of just got brushed over too, but it was nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a really good run.
He had that crazy spin move as well.
Yeah,
that was just bad. Honestly, one of my biggest things was just the defense. I hate Mike Pettine's prevent defense. And then when he could play prevent to stop the touchdown before the half, he's like, what if we play man now? I'm like, what? You've been doing this whole thing here? Oh my God. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
So I just
it used to be with the Jets.
The Bucs were a guaranteed 2-yard run on a first down for about 80% of those drives, though. It felt pretty predictable.
There was a lot of third down conversions for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that was Brady kind of playing hero ball for a little while there.
So apparently, by the way, so supposedly that's been a big problem for them. I don't know if Sinvicta can confirm or deny that there's been a lot of first down rushes and stuff.
I can confirm.
Yeah, but what's really funny is that there's literally just Tom Brady. because Tom Brady is the offense of the Buccaneers right now. Like Bruce Arians actually came out like a couple days ago, and he said that himself. He was just like, yeah, Tom just runs the whole, he just runs it.
Yeah.
So it is just funny to know that if Tom Brady ever ends up as an offensive coordinator, expect a lot of first down runs.
Let me pull that stat out of the Discord again, dude, because it's fucking insane to me. Tom Brady has more playoff wins since he turned 35 than any other quarterback has in their career.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's just wild.
Now I hate Tom Brady. I've jumped on the Rob bandwagon. I'm riding. Let's go.
It's great to have Tom Brady on your team. Oh man,
here's the thing.
I love it. This is can we just bathe in it? Like,
dude, I'm not even sad anymore. It's just nice to be able to experience it vicariously at this point.
Can I just say, it is really funny how coincidental it is that all of our teams are like directly represented in some way by this turn of events.
I mean, it's pretty nuts that like 2 out of the 3 years we've done the show. I think Nora pointed this out on Twitter that 2 out of the 3 years we've done the show that one of our teams has been in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, next year, come on, Jets!
There you go, man.
Yo, I mean, Sean Watson might happen. I'm just saying.
I can't wait to almost play the Jets in the Super Bowl. That'll be fun.
Well, man, like I think there is going to be such a. I think this is going to be a big point of debate, especially if Deshaun ends up on the Jets next year and is able to do something with them. How influential the quarterback position has become, like even more so than it always has been, because a really good quarterback can turn around an entire fucking team.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, like that has kind of always been true, but only of the guys that are just on another level,
right? Yeah, but those people are showing up in increasing frequency.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, that's probably true. Like, and I do. I mean,
I can't believe that you experienced this almost every season, Bear. How did you do it?
Krendor, I experienced that every season as well.
Oh man, this is a new era. I love it, even if it's only temporary for 2 years.
It won't be 2 years. He's gonna play till 50-5, dude. Now it's over. There's no fucking chance.
Well, if the Buccaneers win if they win this Super Bowl, he's got, I feel like at this point, nothing else to prove. He wanted to show that he doesn't need the Patriots or Belichick to win. And if he actually like is one and done, it's the perfect dovetail to close out his career. Is, hey, I won with a team that had no shot in the last like 13 seasons, and and he's going out on top. I truly think that he is just done. If they win, I think that he's one and done.
Dude, I don't think he's gonna be done. Like,
I think at this point he just wants to see how long he can go.
That might be true as well. Barry knows Tom better than I do, so
there's been too many perfect times to retire for him.
Exactly.
It's just
this is the only other thing I could think of that he had to prove is that he
wants to play till he's 50. That's what he has to prove, is that he's trying to fucking defy human expectations, man. Like, that's the kind of shit we're talking about.
Yeah,
people have not been able to play the game of football to that age up to this point in time. And if he's the first person to do that, that's fucking incredible, man. That's a bigger achievement than any of the Super Bowl wins. The fact that he was able to play professionally until he was 50, that is insane.
He'll be 5 years from being able to get the early bird special over at
Think of 50-year-old people, what are they doing?
They're not playing the NFL. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
That would. By the way, like if he ends up playing till 50, that would mean like kids that grew up watching Tom Brady will be 30 by the time he retires.
Dude, NFL players have already had they've watched Tom Brady as they've grown up, gotten into the NFL, played against him, and retired before he's done. Like, that's already happening.
When Brady won his first Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes was 6 years old.
That is insane.
That is just yeah.
You
I mean,
imagine
it
being
is wild.
6, like watching that, being like, "Whoa, football!" Like you're gonna play
Yeah.
against that guy one day.
I mean, like this isn't even a more remarkable one than anything we've already talked about. Like, but just for me personally, I remember this. My first football memory is watching him replace Bledsoe. Like, he's been my football life. I'm 31. Like that was when I was 10.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you were an NFL player, you might be thinking about retirement.
Yeah, fucking wide receiver or something.
Yeah, I was actually talking about that with one of my best friends. I said, "Yeah, Bears' entire football identity and life has started when Brady. It just coincided with Brady's first ever game.
Like a fairy tale, but it's complete coincidence. Yeah,
that's like,
and I was like, that's all he's known, and now he's like on the Bucs train. Well, technically, you're not really on the Bucs train, I guess. You're on the
Brady
train.
On the Brady
yeah. I mean, the whole Patriots, like I think every Patriots fan is rooting.
Oh
for the
yeah,
Bucs
dude,
right
they
now.
still love him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's.
I mean, after this,
it's one of those things where I think Bear's the only person that has like more fun quarterback play than I do.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, I mean, my first memory kind of coincides with, because I remember watching the Super Bowl with Brett Favre beating Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots.
Man.
So it all
yeah.
comes
Well,
together.
I mean, you've been a god. Yeah, our level of spoiled is pretty comparable, isn't it?
Yeah, like we don't make the playoffs like 2 years in a row. I'm like, this is an outrage.
What the
What is going on?
Everybody.
And then there's Invicta and Rob, who have never had a quarterback that we've cared about.
I'm very hopeful that well, actually, by the way, speaking of, I mean, it could very well happen, by the way, that Bear gifts Invicta QB, and then it might be that Krendor gifts me a QB. I don't know if you guys heard this, but like,
the Jordan Love special.
Well, not just that, but like Aaron Rodgers has been talking about I don't know, my future's kind of up in the air whether or not I'm sticking around here.
I watched him on Pat McAfee today, and he pretty much was just saying like, no, like I'm coming back.
Yeah, he said there's no reason why I wouldn't be back.
Yeah, he said he was just being like very honest in it, where he's like, it's the NFL, you don't know what's gonna happen. And he said people just took that and kind of just ran with it, like, is he leaving? And he's like, he's like, I'd love to stay here, but you don't know what's gonna happen, and I just wanted to be real. So, yeah, I think the dumbest thing at the time, like Rodgers had like an okay season last year. You're like, maybe he is going downhill or whatever. So they're like, maybe we draft his replacement. But then now you look back on it and you're like, could have had like Justin Jefferson, dude. Like if we had Justin Jefferson, we'd probably be like winning this game. So it's like, so you look back
on the other hand. Like if Rodgers went down for any reason for like 1 or 2 games, and then you had to play fucking Chad Henne. I guess that's a bad example. No, they lost. They lost that game, right? Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, still, now looking back on it, you're like, maybe we should have just got some stuff for him.
Yeah, the exact
wide receiver.
The exact quote was, This is from the Pat McAfee show from Aaron Rodgers. He said, "I don't feel like I said anything that I hadn't said before. It was just more of a realization. I think ultimately my future is not necessarily in my control, but I don't think there's any reason why I wouldn't be back."
Yeah.
So
this isn't like a Matt
Stafford sounds like
thing.
Yeah, it just sounds like, I mean, I don't think Green Bay fans have anything to worry about.
No,
yeah.
You don't have a guy win like MVP and then go like, well, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh well. We did 2 NFC championships in a row. Yeah, it's not working.
I'm just looking forward to future Jets legend Aaron Rodgers, honestly. Is the thing.
The interesting stat, Aaron Rodgers got sacked 25 times this year, including playoffs. 10 of them were against the Buccaneers. So whatever Todd Bowles was dialing up, he knew the Packers, he knew the Packers.
Dude, it just sort of felt like in the first half there was just a bad matchup. Like the Bucs just had your number.
Yeah, that's why when they started coming back, it felt like they were just getting going. They were figuring it out, and I'm like, dude, like here we go. And then you get the interceptions and stuff. You're like, dude, here we go. And then it just like it just stopped.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh,
excuse me. I think that you all are forgetting that the only power that was in play was the Invicta lock curse. There's nothing else that existed. It was all that and a bag of crisps, as the Brits would say.
Well,
Hey.
the Packers also had a terrible running day today, or the other day. And Aaron Jones also, he had 6 carries, 27 yards, and he also got hit and fumbled it, which turned into a touchdown for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That
was
was
a bummer.
that was very bad. He got hurt on that play as well, so it was just like a that was nice because he didn't come back after that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hey, you got to use your early round running back though.
Yeah, and he will probably be using him next year. Honestly,
He looked pretty good too.
dude, he's looked really good. Like that game against Tennessee, he looked like Derrick Henry Jr. out there, and now like Like what the big thing with him is when he runs, like when he falls forward. Like he never gets pushed back. Like he'll carry dudes. So like I think they're gonna bring back Jamal Williams.
He carried a man this game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Dylan carried Davis all the way, like for a good, like solid, like 5-6 yards. It was good.
Yeah.
So like it's without a doubt in my mind they're gonna let Aaron Jones go because he's gonna want money and he deserves money, but they don't got enough cap space to bring him in. So I think they're gonna go Dylan Williams and then just re-sign some other positions.
Did Devontae ever say what he was like really mad about? Did they catch him on that?
I think he was just frustrated himself for dropping a touchdown because he just dropped it. Like it was right to him in the end zone. He just dropped it.
Well, no, but I'm talking about the tantrum he threw after Rodgers. It was in the first half when Rodgers threw him that pass and he caught it at the back of the end zone, but it was like he was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he's just frustrated with himself.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything big. And then, another thing was Lazard didn't read a play correctly. He didn't turn his head, and Rodgers threw it to him, and he probably would have caught it. It was like right on the money. He just didn't look.
Yeah.
And then St. Brown dropping the 2-point conversion. There's just a lot of shit that didn't go right for him. I had a feeling it was gonna be a bad matchup, but I'm like, I don't think they'll get blown out again. To be fair, they didn't, but
yeah, it was a really close game, honestly. I mean, it really looked like the Packers were gonna win.
Yeah, it really did.
Yes, I mean, if you lose to a team in the season, then you lose again in the playoffs. Like, you don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. And that's just what it is.
Plus, look, I'm gonna be honest. This is your first time you guys have had to deal with Tom Brady in the championship game. It fucking sucks. Believe me, I know.
Yeah,
I know very well.
That before the half touchdown was was just You're just like, all right, you know what? Going in the half, they'll probably get a field goal here. We'll come out, take the lead, and then it's like up 21-10. You're like,
yeah.
All right. But in terms of championship ranking, I'd say obviously the Bears win number 1. That was a good year. Then I'd probably put this one would probably be number 2. Actually, this is probably our second best championship game we played.
It was really good.
I'd say the 2 blowouts to like Atlanta and San Francisco last year, they hurt, but like they didn't hurt that much because like, man, we actually got here with the team we got. It's like kind of impressive because we weren't that good. And then Seattle was still the worst one. Seattle actually was like by far the worst championship game I've ever watched. It was like a full blown implosion on every level. Like you're 5 minutes from the Super Bowl. Like imagine this game, Green Bay's just up by like I don't know, it was like 12 or something with 5 minutes to go and you pick the ball off. You're like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. And then your fucking special teams gives up a terrible 2-point conversion. Your onside kick goes wrong. Some guy tries to jump in front of it. You can't do anything. Marshawn Lynch is run over. And in 5 minutes, you're just like, I guess we lose. Fake field goal. They ran the fake field goal too. Oh my God. That was probably the worst game I've ever watched.
Now the burden has been lifted. I've done that for you, and now you can root for your good friend and co-host team in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Oh, yeah, by the way, remember last week when I was like, oh, man, last year I wanted Packers-Titans, so I know this year I want Packers-Bills. That's not going to happen. I was right. Yeah. I need to start picking against myself.
And how? Hey, I'm telling you, I'm going to start I'm offering some paid lessons on how to be a Dark Lord. Just for the low cost of $99.99 an hour. I will teach you how to wield the dark arts that can allow you to have the same power that I do for one low cost of an hourly rate.
You know what the actual dark magic ritual is that
Steve McClendon and Le'Veon Bell are both playing in the Super Bowl after they left the Jets.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
So,
well, man, Bills were up 9-0 first quarter. That was cool.
yeah.
But
talk
about field goals.
Just what happened? Like the Bills were. Okay, first off, we owe Kansas City fans an apology for the.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Kansas City fans, KC fans out there, we're very, very sorry. We didn't mean any disrespect. I think that the Buffalo Bills.
In my prediction when Andy Reid was trying to scare us all off by saying Patrick Mahomes wasn't going to be in the game, so I got fooled. I got deceived.
Yeah,
we had more reasons to pick the Bills than we did the Chiefs.
Yeah. They're on fire. They're rolling. They're looking good. Like
Mahomes was iffy
had turf
status.
Yeah. I don't think he should have played, but like he did, and he did very well.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, he looked fine. Thank God it was a spinal injury and not a concussion.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek Hill put up 9 for 172. Dude, you can't do that.
Yeah. That guy is fast as fuck, man.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God.
actually insane. Like they just throw like wide receiver screens to him, and he's just like, he just fucking flies by.
It's like it's a cheat code, man. It doesn't even look like he's playing against people of the same skill level. It looks like he's playing against high school students or something. It's insane.
Travis Kelce's just like Gronk from like 2010. Like, he's crazy.
He's been like that for them, which is just wild.
Yeah, and that was their whole offense. Like Mahomes to Hill, Mahomes to Kelce, Mahomes to Hill, Mahomes to Kelce. Like look at that. They had combined 20. What was that 21 catches?
Yeah, no, it was
29.
crazy. Like you'd see Kelce go out there. Like the yards after catch were crazy too. I mean, for both of them, for different reasons. It's like you said too. Like Hill's just fast as fuck, and then Kelce was just bullying people, man. Like he would just toss Bills defenders to the fucking side like it was nothing.
It was.
I mean, the thing is here is like they needed the Bills defense to not allow the Chiefs to score 38 points.
Yeah,
and they scored 38 points. And like the Bills offense is like real, it is good this year. Don't get me wrong, but it is a little bit of a one-trick pony because it's just like, force the ball to Stephon Diggs. Yeah. And then Kansas City Chiefs is like, force the ball to literally everyone because we have like we're a god roster of god people. So
how are they affording this roster? Are they all on rookie contracts or something? Like what the
like
fuck
half
is going
of
on?
them probably. I don't know.
Chiefs contracts. Let's find out.
They're probably their window is probably closing like within a year or two.
Like they paid Mahomes, obviously.
Yeah, they paid Mahomes.
They got Hills on. Hold on, Hills on a $2 million deal apparently, which seems insane.
Oh yeah.
Kelce must be on a big deal by now. He's on $7.5 million, so he's getting paid a little bit.
This one says Hills on a $54 million 3-year deal.
Well, if it was
well, there we go.
If it was a 54-year deal, that would be
would be insane.
54-year deal. It's crazy.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense than the $2 million deal. Okay, so they're paying already quite a bit.
They're paying a lot.
They're gonna have to pay more soon too.
Probably.
Yeah. It's the big thing this game too is a lot of the Chiefs' offensive linemen got hurt. So that's not good, especially against the Buccaneers, who have a pretty good pass rush, I'd say.
Well, out of the two teams, I didn't want to play against the Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
I would have much rather played against them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I will say that we almost came back and beat them in the game that we had this year. So
that's true.
I think that I think it's going to be an absolute shootout. Like I don't see any way that it doesn't turn into just like a 42-40 game.
Well, it's like this is what Tom Brady wanted, right? Is a rematch with the Chiefs, but this time with like a roster.
There's kind of some playoff implications here. I think the playoffs will be revolving around this game a little bit coming up. Breaking news, Coach, coming out or. Breaking news coming out of Green Bay. Coach, Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy offered a reason for fans to RELAX a day later. He said, and I quote, there's no way in heck Aaron is not going to be on the Packers. He's going to be the MVP of the league. Might have had his best year ever. He is our unquestioned leader, and we're not idiots, end quote.
We're not idiots. We're just going to not give him any weapons.
Yeah, that's not good.
And we're also not going to allow him to have the ball with only 2 minutes left, thanks to Matt before with a field goal. And I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks for sending us to the Super Bowl. Woo!
This quote's getting really long.
I'm just saying, when you got to say it that many times, it starts to get a little worrying.
Guys, we're not idiots, all right? We're not idiots. And if you think we're idiots, we're not, because we're not
24 hours later. Breaking news, Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets.
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, that is what happened with Jamal Adams. Is it was like there was this news story. It was like Jamal Adams might be traded, and then people were like, "What are you talking about? Of course he's not going to be traded." Joe Douglas says, "No, we're not thinking about trading Joe Douglas." And like a week later, it's like, "Well, we're trading Jamal Adams." And
yeah,
oh man.
Well, to be fair, I think Jamal Adams was constantly like, "Trade me, trade me. I want to trade. Hey guys, I want to get traded."
Yeah.
By the way, cap space, I looked it up. Chiefs are currently 18 million over the cap. So that is why. Here's some other cap facts. Raiders 23 million over. Packers 28 million over. Rams 30 million over. Steelers 34 million over. Falcons are 36 million over. What are they doing?
Oh no.
The Eagles. Oh, Jesus. 53 million over.
Oh, boy.
And the New Orleans Saints, 112 million over the cap.
What the hell? What's the luxury tax, dude? This is insane.
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
The Saints are going to be bad for a while now.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Meanwhile, the Jaguars have 73 million in cap space. Colts have 64 million, Jets 63, Patriots have 57 million. Oh Jesus,
yeah,
Belichick's
we got some
about
money this time, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Washington's got 35 million. That's pretty good for them. The Buccaneers actually have 24 million.
Woo!
That's actually crazy.
That is actually great. What I was gonna say is, that next year the expectation is that the cap is actually going to be lowered because
oh really?
Because it's based on like the profit of the league, and because of COVID, it's going to be down. So
did you see the fight at the end of the game, the Bills-Chiefs game?
I don't think so.
Yes, I did.
It was pretty much they threw Josh Allen to the ground on like a meaningless play, and then he I
remember that. Yeah.
He flicked the ball back in his face.
Yeah, that was hilarious, dude. That was such a childish thing to do.
Yeah, he started it. It was 100%.
Absolutely, yeah, he deserved it.
It was one of those things where like they knew they were gonna lose. They're probably just getting frustrated, and then the dude's like talking to you, probably like, "Oh, you're gonna lose, bitch," and like shoving him around. Then you're just like, "Fuck it," like you don't care.
Yeah.
Chucking at his head. He nailed him too. Was the thing. He fucking doled him with that shot.
Oh yeah, it was right. It was right in the face mask. I mean,
so Bills fans, don't worry. It's your first time. You'll get used to it. Very fun losing here. But honestly, we probably should trade Rodgers. We only get one Super Bowl per Hall of Fame quarterback, so I think we just got to move on.
It does seem that way, yeah.
Just
and then, dude, Jordan Love is probably going to be just incredible. Like that's the thing. Is like
this dude is Pat Mahomes tier level 2.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't keep getting away with it.
Super Pat Mahomes.
So some fun little roster facts going around the league with rumors and stuff. Matt Stafford requesting a trade.
Yeah, he's also could be coming to the New York Jets, possibly.
Yeah. Apparently, the Broncos and Colts are the two teams that are trying most for Stafford.
Yeah, I think the Colts make the most sense.
They really,
they definitely
I think he'd fit in perfectly with the Colts. I mean, he essentially feels like an upgraded Phillip Rivers almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
One that can. Oh, actually, hold on. Has Stafford played in the playoffs at all?
It's the Lions.
Yeah,
they played 2 wild card games. They lost.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
But I mean, like he's younger and probably better.
I'd say he's better. I mean, looking at their stats, like last couple years, Phillip Rivers threw 23 touchdowns, 20 picks, 24 touchdowns, 11 picks, and Stafford this season was 26 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,000 yards. And that's with the shitty Lions. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, he's been putting up those numbers for years too.
Yeah, like last year he had 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So like, it's pretty good. And I think the Colts have. I think the Colts are the ideal team for him. He wouldn't have to move far. He gets to change conferences. They already have a solid team around him. Like, they're legit a playoff team again. So, Broncos, a little bit iffy, but they're not too bad. Could be worse.
Have you guys noticed, though, like, the past, like, what is it, like, it feels like 3 or 4 years now, almost as long as we've been doing the podcast, the free agent pool for, like, QBs has been just wild.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the past several years. Just like it was never like this before. Like,
dude, that's exactly the point I was making at the start of the show. Is that there's like so many more better quarterbacks.
Yeah,
or like just any player in general.
Yeah,
there really are. I mean, even Dak Prescott's gonna be a free agent. I don't know if they re-sign him or not. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, I mean that was another. There's the Jets subreddit is hilarious because you know, I saw a comment the other day that was just like, oh, okay, so it's January and we're debating between Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers as our next QB, huh? This is gonna be a long offseason. And it's like, yeah, like if you look at the list of QBs that could be the next Jets QB, let me see if I could pull it up, but it's just like
end up being Sam Darnold again.
Yeah. Well, he's on the list, funnily enough.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, yeah.
Yeah. And it actually like might be a legitimate option for us, but I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Another free agent is Nickelodeon valuable player Mick Trubisky.
Yeah, Mick Trubisky, yeah.
He could be going to a new team. Actually, even 49ers getting Stafford, that could be one. Although I don't think they have as much leverage to get him.
Yeah, Niners are going to be looking for, for a QB probably. Yeah, well, because I mean, I guess what we were talking about earlier in the year, it seems like the Niners are kind of thinking about it too, which is just that Jimmy G is probably not the guy. You know?
That is the voice you use when you're talking about him.
I hate to do it to him, but you know, it's just it's not working out.
Oh boy, we got him.
He is not the guy.
I still think the best thing for the Jets is Watson. Like I think it's the most realistic. Yeah. I actually think it's the most realistic.
Well, so by the way, here's another thing that happened is Deshaun Watson came out and he said that the place that he would most want to go is the New York fucking Jets.
Everyone around him was like, Deshaun, are you okay? Is something?
John, you
someone hacked your phone, Deshaun?
I'm just saying, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Rob, for the.
Okay, I found it. Yeah, here you go. Some QBs whose futures are in question. Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, obviously not Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Mick Trubisky, Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, and Ben Roethlisberger. It's just like I mean, think about it. Like 5 years ago, even one of these kind of names on a list in between an offseason was just like impossible.
Yeah.
It's just so great not having Jameis Winston on my team.
The new quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, probably. Well, Taysom Hill will probably be they'll see.
It'll be Hill. They're not going to have Winston.
Well, they're just gonna get fucked on cap. If they're 120 million in debt and the cap's gonna go down next year,
he was only on for a 1-year deal, I believe.
Yeah, so he won't be back.
Yeah,
wow, the Saints are gonna be something. Here's big news: the Chicago Bears are going to be big players at the quarterback market this offseason. So, congratulations to Cam Newton. Or Ryan Fitzpatrick, or Andy Dalton. They'd be a big Bear signing. Or see who else we got? Jameis Winston. What's his name? The Eagles dude, Wentz.
Yeah,
I could see Wentz going to the Bears. Not even like lying.
Yeah, like after Nick Foles.
Yeah,
dude. What if it's Foles and Wentz? Like, what if they keep?
God,
that'd be funny.
That would just be cruel.
I'd laugh.
Yeah, that would be mean. It's like
Universal,
even if it's like a good deal for everyone involved, there's got to be someone involved with that. That's like it just feels mean spirited,
Well,
doesn't it,
and,
guys? To do this again.
The Lions are gonna need a quarterback too, unless they draft one. Which maybe
I
they will.
assume they're gonna try to draft one,
Yeah.
right? Like if they're gonna
They
get
pick
rid of
pretty high.
Matt Stafford.
'Cause they pick.
You know?
Where do they pick? Like 6, 7. They picked 7.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because you could probably get like that third kid.
Zach
or
Wilson, I think his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Trey Lance. Like there's 2 of them. There's another
Yeah.
like big quarterback draft.
There's a couple. I mean, again, I was talking about like the top 10 QBs haven't necessarily been like super panning out compared to like just all first round QBs.
Yeah.
In general, the past couple of years. So, I mean, it doesn't even seem like getting in the top picks is necessarily necessarily necessary.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
Yeah.
there's,
Like,
there's
'cause
5
I'm-
actually. That Alabama guy, Mac Jones too. He's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so I made a it actually got downvoted hilariously enough, but it was in the Jets subreddit where, you know, somebody was like trade down so we could end up getting the third best QB in a bad QB draft class next year, and I was like, you know, the third best QB in Sam Darnold's draft class is playing in the conference championship, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, and so, you know, I don't think it really being outside of the top 10, I don't think that's that big of a deal. Being inside the top 10, maybe it isn't that great of a deal.
Yeah. Sometimes you just trade down and pick up quarterbacks like Jordan Love or something.
Mm-hmm. Or Deshaun Watson. They can just get Deshaun Watson and then trade down and get him some stuff, you know?
There you go.
Cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be a fun offseason, I think. And hey, you know what? We're only a couple months away from the draft now, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like we just had the last draft.
Yep. Anyone worried about us not doing a draft show? You don't have to do that because we're going to be doing a draft show as always.
Hey,
every
Correct.
single year.
Yeah,
Every year. I mean, I would watch the draft even without doing a show. It was just
it's true. Yeah. And it's going to be another, I mean, you know, everybody's going to be. Actually, Bear, is this going to be your first time you get to be excited for a draft?
No. I was
enough.
thinking about it and I was like, I should be. And then I thought about it a little bit more and I was like, I'm not. Oh, okay. Well, that's where I have it then. Okay. I'm not.
Well, wait till you maybe in the first round they'll take a QB and then you'll just go, oh, wait a second. Maybe I'll watch a video and see what he's about.
I might do it. We'll see. I doubt it, but I'm open to the possibility.
Well, I think it's time for
Yep.
the Pick'ems coach.
I think
Whoa,
it
what about
is.
power rankings? Come on now.
I mean,
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
NFL power rankings on NFL.com. Power rankings. Name the top 2 in the league, starting with Rob.
The Bills.
Yep. And Bear.
The Buccaneers. Damn it.
Yeah.
Coach.
the Green Bay Packers.
He did it. The top
made him
2
do it. Oh,
Green
no.
Bay
Did it.
Packer power
Yay.
rankings and
Woo.
the nooping and the dooping and the bowling and all that stuff. There's no power rankings this week.
Hold on, I just clicked on CBS. They've got NFL Playoffs 2021 ranking the 12 losing playoff teams' chances of reaching the Super Bowl in 2022.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's go. Who do you think is number 1? Anybody?
Coach has been waiting for this for like 3 years to do this.
The Packers.
The Bills.
Yes. You have gotten it. The Buffalo Bills are the most likely to make the Super Bowl in 2022, according to CBSSports.com/NFL. But number 2, Rob, do you know it?
The New York Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
By the way, this is teams that made the playoffs this year, Rob.
Oh, the Browns.
Cloud Browns are actually 4th.
Really? Hey,
Yeah.
go Browns.
I'm gonna say the Packers. Really?
Yep.
I
Seahawks?
thought I said the Packers. Yeah.
Packers.
The Green Bay Packers.
How much higher can he go?
Who are the Green Bay
there
Packers?
you go.
That's all I got. The Baltimore Ravens, they say. The Baltimore
Oh,
Ravens.
yeah, they exist.
Yeah. Then they put the Colts at 3? That's odd. They even said bring in Matthew Stafford or Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz isn't going to lead you to a Super Bowl.
All right. See, this is the reason why CBS, you're not on the official Three Guys in a Bear.
This is why they're not on the
Official.
show.
Yeah, we do. I mean, they keep trying. They keep emailing
calling.
us. They're hounding us nonstop. Please,
I
CBS
don't know how they got my
Sports
cell
News.
phone number.
It's
It's
just
absurd.
They
And we're
say,
just like-
okay, they got the Browns 4th, the Seahawks 5th. All right. They put the Saints at 6? The Saints, Drew Brees retire, and they were losing everybody.
Yeah, they have $120 million over the cap.
Yeah, they have a $470,000 billion debt.
Yeah. And then they're putting the Packers at 7. How are the Packers below the Saints? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Then,
that's absurd.
Titans, football team, Rams, Steelers, Bears.
See, this is the reason why Coach doesn't do the power rankings every week. His sources are less credible.
These sources suck.
Hey, by the way, is the Super Bowl next week or
2
is
weeks.
it?
It's 2 weeks.
Okay,
It's
so they're
always
just
2 weeks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's no Pro Bowl, so.
There is a Pro Bowl thing.
There's
It's
a
like
Pro
a
Bowl.
Madden Pro Bowl or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
but
okay.
no one cares about the Pro Bowl.
No.
Yeah.
They even care less this year, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Although you can see somebody play Madden, I guess. It's maybe like, ooh, I
I mean, if it's the players, that
Jackson
would be.
play himself.
It would be just like a fractionally more entertaining than if I would just pull one up on Twitch, just some random person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be better if there was a better sports game they could play than Madden.
Right.
That
like
would
NFL
also be
2K.
very cool.
Yeah.
I will say Madden finally added the ability to see stats from players from teams they were on in past franchise seasons.
What? They finally
Wow.
added
They
that?
finally did it. They've also
Oh
added
my
the
God.
get this, the ability to see who won the Super Bowl in past years.
Holy shit! That we haven't had those features in since 2009. You have no idea. When I was a child, we used to see who won the Super Bowl.
I was a boy, we could see the history of the
You just-
entire
You gotta love the, you gotta love the strategy of removing things from the game to bring them back 10 years later and say they're features. It's just fantastic. So we've got Super Bowl pick'ems.
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 This is gonna be tough because whoever decides to pick a team first, two people are just not gonna be able to get a pick.
What?
I guess so. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The first person to pick
mean,
just
they gotta
wins.
know. Well, I
Me in
mean,
the block.
I'm going with the Kansas
Block
City
right.
Chiefs out of spite. I'm just saying
Whoa.
it straight up.
No.
Well, I know everyone's waiting for it, and I hate that we've gotten this far and we won't make it to the end of the big dance. But I gotta say, Buccaneers, good try, but I'm locking the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Let's
He's
go.
doing it.
Let's
Dude.
go, P. Mahomes. Let's
he just
go,
gave
Andy
me the
Reid.
easiest Bucks lock of my life. Oh my
Here we
god!
go.
Thank you.
I
Go Chiefs.
I was gonna. You know what? I'm picking the Bucks, but I'm locking the Chiefs.
Oh, shit.
What a
Let's
play.
go,
dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
you can do that? You can do that now?
That's
I have no
incredible.
idea.
I don't. I'll just let it happen. Listen, he had to watch the Jets this year. Let him do it.
Here
No,
we
I'll
go,
pick the
Chiefs.
Bucks though.
No, I want you to do this. I think.
Okay,
this
yeah,
is
but I'm doing
I-
both. You're right.
All
yeah.
right, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, quick thing. Apparently the Rams might move on from Jared Goff.
Jesus Christ! So literally, is anybody gonna be like?
I don't
like
know.
half the teams are just gonna
They're
swap
just
QBs.
everyone's
Yeah.
just getting rid of their quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Just get rid of the position.
every team has decided that they're not the problem. Their quarterback is.
Yeah. It's not the coach.
But
It's
like
the
all of
quarterback.
those teams need the QBs, so like they're just gonna rotate the ones that they had. They're just gonna.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
already determined Kevin King's our problem, so I just want to draft the corner in the first.
Thank you, Kevin King. Appreciate it, bro. I'll
Yep.
send you your pack of Pokemon cards that I promised you.
Fantastic.
And it's a shame that the Bucs are going to get this far and not win. Because man, go Chiefs! Lock of the week, Coach. Send it.
Well, there it is. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. And yeah, we'll
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl,
Goodbye,
Super
goodbye.
Bowl,
Bye.
Super Bowl.
Go Chiefs!
Goodbye.
Go
Go
Chiefs!
Chiefs.
Woo!
Go Chiefs.
Super,
Yes.
super, super, Super Bowl.
All right, now we're stopping.
Super